Okay, so I left off at example 2. Now that you know what special right triangles this is, use special right triangles to write the sine of 60 degrees. So it's a 30, 60, 90. Just to keep in mind, remember 30 degrees is an x, 60 degrees is x radical 3, the leg radical 3, and 90 is 2 times that shorter leg. And so if we're writing the sine of 60 degrees for this special right triangle, if we label it across from the 30, that's shorter side, across from 60, shorter times radical 3, across from the 92 times shorter. And so we're writing sine of 60. Remember, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So we're basically taking the sine of the 60 degree angle, and opposite of that is x radical 3 divided by the hypotenuse, which is worth 2x. And so when we solve it, basically our x's cancel, and so that's equivalent to radical 3 over 2. And it told us to write it as a fraction, so we are basically done. Sine of 60 degrees is square root of 3 over 2. Got it? Okay, let's scroll down to the other examples. We're going to look at 2 more using special rights. Tangent, remember tan? This says 45, 45, 90. If you remember, the legs are both the same. And hypotenuse is x radical 2. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. And so opposite of tan 45, and you could choose either leg, is x, and of course the adjacent leg is still x. And so x over x, tan of 45 is equal to 1. Cosine 30 degrees, so we have a 30, 60, 90, 30 degrees worth the shorter side. 60 is x radical 3. 2x is our 90 degree angle. So if we're finding the cosine of 30 degrees, remember cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And so adjacent to the 30 degree angle, right next to it, is x radical 3. And the hypotenuse is 2x. X is canceled, so the cosine of 30 is square root of 3 over 2, which is the same as sine 60. And when you get to pre-cal, I'm sure you talked to your brothers and sisters and heard about it, you'll know more about why these are the same when you look at that unit circle. Unit circle? Yeah, unit circle. Okay, let's look at the next example. Now you need your calculators, so get your calculators. It's very important with your calculators that you know this. Use a calculator to find each trig ratio. So we're typing in cosine 76. Cosine, sine, and tan are all right here in black. Cosine is right there, COS. So I type in cosine 76, and then you must put that little degree symbol there. And to get to the degree symbol, you're going to press, if you look above apps, the little purple letters, it says angle, press second angle. So second apps. And right above it, you'll see the little degree symbol, number 1. And so then close parentheses. So now I have cosine 76 degrees. If you don't want to do that, you can also go to mode and just change your calculator out of radians mode to degree mode, which is the third line. You will come down, do the arrow over, and press enter and turn it to degree mode. And so then you wouldn't have to put that 76 degrees in. If you don't put that degree symbol, your calculator is going to calculate that cosine 76 in radians mode. So if you put the degree symbol, it calculates it in degree mode. And so the cosine of 76 degrees is equivalent, it says round to the nearest 100, to 0.24. And sine 8 degrees, don't forget your degree symbol, is equivalent to 0.14. And tan 82 degrees is equivalent to 7.12. Got it? Now we're going to actually calculate sine cosine of tan using degrees instead of just sine r, sine t. We're actually going to do it using those actual angle measurements. So let's look at example 4. Example 4 says find each length round to the nearest hundredth. Make sure you follow the directions or as points off. It wants us to find AB. So if we notice AB's right here, that's our unknown, so I'm going to put X right there. And right next to the 41, that is an adjacent angle. I'm going to label it just so I know that's my adjacent. And they also gave me 6.1. And in regards to the 41, it's across from it, so that's the opposite. So when I look at that, I have an opposite side and I have an adjacent side. Which trig function does that use? Hopefully you said tan. Tan is the one that's opposite over adjacent. So that's how you know which trig function to use. And so we'll use tan of 41 degrees is equal to, opposite is 6.1 over the adjacent angle, which is x. And we have to solve for x, so now we're going to use trig functions and algebra to figure out x. So if you remember to get rid of fractions, we multiply both sides by the common denominator, which is x. Our x's cancel. We have x tan times the tan of 41 degrees equals 6.1. Trying to get x by itself, so we're going to divide both sides by tan 41 degrees. That cancels. And so to figure out AB, we have to put in our calculator 6.1 divided by tan 41 degrees. So I'm going to do 6.1 divided by tan 41 degrees. Do not forget that degree symbol unless you put your calculator in degree mode. And so AB is equivalent to 7.02. Got it? Pause it if you need to write more. Need more time to write it down. Number 3. B. Find MP, that's our unknown. First, look at what you're given. We're given 20 degrees. In regards to the 20, I'm given the opposite. And they also gave me the hypotenuse. Which trig function deals with the opposite side and the hypotenuse? Sine. Sine is O over H. So we're going to be finding the sine of 20 degrees. Opposite is X. H is 8.7. To solve for X, I'm going to multiply both sides by the common denominator. Sorry, my phone going off in the back. That cancels, and X is equal to 8.7 times the sine of 20 degrees. And so that is equivalent to 2.98. Got it? You want to try YZ on C by yourself, pause the video, try it out, then press play so that you can see if you got it right. Now we're moving along to C. Trying to find YZ. So look at what we're given. In regards to the 38-degree angle, we're given the adjacent leg. And we're looking for the hypotenuse. Which one deals with adjacent and hypotenuse? Cosine is A over H. So we're going to find the cosine of 38 degrees. And it's equal to 12.6, the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. To solve, multiply both sides by x. X is canceled. We have x cosine 38 degrees is equal to 12.6. Divide both sides by cosine 38 degrees. That cancels. And so x is equivalent to 12.6 divided by cosine 38 degrees and 15.99. Very important you round it to what it tells you to round it to. And I believe that sums up. Oh no, we have a word problem. This is going to sum up the unit. A real life situation of Trig. A contractor is building a wheelchair ramp. Wheelchair ramp for a doorway that is 1.2 feet above the ground. They already labeled it. To meet ADA guidelines, the ramp will make an angle, if you notice. The ramp is making an angle 4.8 with the ground. To the nearest hundredth of a foot, what is the horizontal distance covered by the ramp? Horizontal distance will be this right here. So we look at what we're given, the 4.8, and we're given the opposite, and we're given the adjacent angle. And so opposite and adjacent is tan. This is my last one. Okay. Tan 4.8 degrees. And opposite is 1.2 divided by x. So we're going to multiply both sides by the x. That cancels. We have x times tan 4.8 degrees is equal to 1.2. Got to get x by itself. So we're going to divide both sides by tan 4.8. That cancels. And so x is equivalent to 1.2 divided by 4.8. Don't forget the degree symbol. Uh-oh, I messed up. 1 divided by tan 4.8. And the answer is, negative. I did something wrong. I got negative 0.10. Let me see. Oh, I forgot my degree symbol. Told you not to forget yours, and I forgot mine. Okay. 14.29. And that is the answer. That sums up 8.2 solving using trig ratios.